And welcome back to the BMO training ground for our second match of the day in this First Touch Football All-Star Showcase Tournament. As in their second match, we'll be seeing in the red and black are the North Toronto Nitros. They'll be going against Toronto FC. They'll be in the all-whites. My name is Martin Ohms. I'll be giving you the play-by-play commentary where you'll be watching two halves of 35 minutes for a total of 70 minutes. And if the game does remain tied after those 70 minutes, we'll go straight to penalty kicks in a best-of-3 scenario. We had a critical game in our opening match of the day where we saw Vaughan Soccer Club take home the victory over the Woodbridge Strikers 3-1 in that battle. And we'll have to see here, whereas we see North Toronto, always one of the top clubs in Ontario, battle against the province's own and, of course, the MLS's affiliate academy squad. In goal for North Toronto Nitros will be Francesco Romano, while for Toronto FC will be Ben Chowdhury. As you get ready to get things underway shortly. As we are underway here on the pitch with the North Toronto Nitros in the red and black with some of the high numbers out here. But very excited to see both these two teams on the pitch, which should be a very high octane and fast-paced game. I see a good battle on this near side for Caprietta for the Nitros, as the ball will go all the way back towards Pickering, who's under some pressure, as you see an early high pressure coming out here from Toronto FC, as they force the ball out for a throw-in deep in Nitro's end. So throwing down the line for Olumagust. We'll put this towards the middle, and TFC will be able to pick it up with Malaj, who will knock it over towards Fidalgo, who resets it now with goalkeeper Chowdhury, as TFC will gain some possession, as North Toronto will be sitting at the half waiting for TFC to get that ball over half to where they will start to make their attack, whereas you're seeing that high pressure even on the defensive side for TFC here early. So two different styles here defensively, and we'll see who will prevail in this one, as you're seeing right here, TFC not even allowing them to play this ball short. And right away, for Romano recognizing that, telling the players, okay, let's move up the field and let's win this 50-50 ball in the air. Go to Olumagust, who is able to get that first ball. His header goes straight towards Fidalgo, as here comes North Toronto now with the pressure. They have shifted gears right now, as Caprietta will catch the legs of the FC player, and it will be returned here quickly by Kang. Zapata with a long ball up the field. He's going to get towards Spence, and Romano almost got himself caught in no man's land. And it's always difficult when you get yourself out of that goal. You can't be hesitating in those type of situations. As if Spence was able to get that touch, he would have lofted it over the keeper in those type of situations. So very dangerous. As this time he will come out and he will get to that one, as Spence got the high boot and looked like it might have connected with the North Toronto keeper, but he gives himself a thumbs up, and he looks to be okay there as they're ready to resume play. As there's some dangerous back passes, and it's going to get intercepted as they try to urge themselves on the goal area, but good defensive play coming out there from Pickering is able to shut it down for North Toronto. The attack still continuing for TFC as they get some quick passes going in towards the midfield. But it will get intercepted here by Abraham, as he'll spread this one out wide, and North Toronto's trying to see if they can launch their first attack in this game. Finds number 3, Papadopoulos. He's trying to find his striker. Good idea on the through ball, but it was just a touch too heavy to get towards their midfielder that was making the run up the field. That was Barosh. Quick attack the other way, but Pickering is there, and he'll utilize Romano, who got some pressure there from Spence, and that's a warning right there for the Toronto FC striker. Not going to take too much time is Romano, I feel, on next situations, as the striker Jordan Spence came in with some speed, the 6'3" striker. We'll play it short, and this time Romano not going to take a touch now. He recognized the pressure. We'll hit it up the field, and it's going to be won by TFC's Malaj, who will find Fidalgo. Little 1-2 with Kang. Kang looking over his shoulder, sees time and space. He'll play it across towards De Blasis. Kang and De Blasis continuing to move it around as TFC tries to see if they can find their avenue past this Nitro's backline. Takamo was dropping back there to see if he can provide himself as an option, but TFC is very comfortable with continuing it around. North Toronto is just as comfortable waiting for that ball to come to half to when they are going to attack, and here comes that ball moving forward. Green on the left attack. He's going to try and burst into speed. Good sliding challenge, though. Coming across there was Gonzalez, and he'll deflect it out, and I think it was for a corner kick. As hustling over here will be Kang to come over and take. As North Toronto, interestingly, putting 3 players up the field ready to go for a counterattack. And that's going to pull a couple Toronto FC players out of the penalty area as well, as they're going to have to deal with those North Toronto players should there be a counterattack. Here comes that cross towards the far post. Nicely won on the first header. And the second ball will get cleared out towards the far side as Caprietta is going to try and see if he can win it for North Toronto, but he's going to get called for a foul. And it'll be a free kick for TFC on the far side of the field. Kang is coming over to take, and the referee running towards probably to count for space. And the referee's telling the player, yes, there is enough space as they try to fake an overlap run there. But North Toronto players didn't bite. As this one will go towards the far post. Nicely won on the first ball. The second ball, though, will find the header, and there's the goal. TFC strike first as they're able to get that ball towards the far side as De Blasis was able to get towards the first header. And the second ball, I'm trying to figure out who got the final touch on towards that one. It was a bit of a scrum there. As I'll try to figure out for you guys who got that one. But again, you saw De Blasis get that first header. He played it across on the far side, and my guess was Liam Dugan who got the final touch, but I'll try to find some clarification for you guys. But TFC does get themselves the opening goal in the 7th minute of the game. As I look to try to see if they can continue the attack going forward now with Spence. Finds Kang, and Kang is going to be comfortable with slowing it down as he finds Malaj. De Blasis, he's the player who got that header, initial header on the far post. And just getting confirmation there was Mateo Carrera who got the goal, number 7. So Carrera was the player who got that final header in towards the back corner, the right winger for TFC. Clarified with the TFC coaching staff there. As that ball was trying to get played in for Carrera, but a little bit too close towards the goalkeeper Romano. And he'll play this one out wide towards the far side of the field as we see a nice run coming down the left flank. He's going to get by one defender. As now he's going to try to see if he can find some support, though, as he gets himself to a dangerous area. But he's going to continue to drive his way forward. And that was an impressive run end to end as he just continued to go and go and go. And it didn't look like anybody was going to hold him back as he's going to retreat back towards the midfield to give himself a breather while the rest of his team gets set up for this corner kick. That was Soufran Ifraj who made that impressive run down the side. And there's a little miscommunication there as the defender jumped up for that header, and he collided with goalkeeper Chowdhury, and that ball fell itself loose, but there was no red jersey in sight. As a counterattack comes the other way, defender takes a tumble. At the finish isn't there, but this ball will remain in play, however, as Green will be able to keep this one in play. He'll be able to find Spence. Back towards Malaj. That was a great counterattack opportunity as Dugan continues it on with Fidalgo. But a wonderful opportunity as the player for North Toronto took a stumble coming back on retreating. Tried to grab the jersey, just take the foul to hold on that goal-scoring opportunity, but it's a missed chance there regardless for TFC, as it was Bradley Takamo who couldn't find the goal on that opportunity. As you see a good block there coming in from Benyon Abraham, as TFC will take their time before throwing this ball back into play. There's Spence. He's going to get taken down. And it's going to be a free kick just on the edge of the penalty area, just on the corner. As TFC trying to see if they can utilize the set piece opportunities again to double their lead.
Bradley, you good over there? Hey, Bradley, just split the difference. If we have to drop once, hey, drop in front and split the difference. Right there, hey, not too much. Not too much, right there.
And here comes that cross towards the near post. Sliding in there was a TFC player. And the final call is a corner kick. As I said, it's going to be hitting it off of the midfielder, Alteras. And here comes another corner kick for TFC as they get themselves in a bunch formation on the far post as they look to try to disguise a runner, but they're going to play a little overlap with a couple short passes as they find Takamo over on the near side. They're going to chip this one forward, find a player, but it's going to be offside as the North Toronto players are able to make the run up as soon as they saw that pass go up back. The entire back line pushed up, and 2-3 players for TFC were caught on that offside trap opportunity. Carrera's goal in the 7th minute separates these two teams as North Toronto coaching staff's yelling at them, play it short, don't get scared of the oncoming TFC players as they look to try to get around of the oncoming pressure. As they play that pass through the middle, Albertina's pass gets intercepted by Kang as it's going to be picked up in the midfield here by Dugan. And that's going to be the goal for North Toronto. Get that quick counterattack as we see a run coming down on the far side of the field. Baruch tries to see if he can pass that ball forward. And he's going to try to claim for a throw-in. And he can't believe it. He's arguing with the referee. And it's going to be turned over as the assistant referee tells the referee it's actually going the other way. So frustration's a little bit warranted, but got to make sure you keep your cool regardless. As the play will continue here for North Toronto in the midfield. As Baruch will try to play that one out wide. That one gets intercepted by Green. Green's going to utilize some pace to go forward as he'll play a little quick touch towards Kang. Malaj, he'll make an overlap on Takamo. Takamo into the midfield. All the way back towards Kang again. Sees a short pass in towards Zapata. TFC will reset here with Fidalgo again. And it seems like everything right now for TFC is going to center around that number 22, and that's Kang. And his pass will get intercepted as Odlo Magust is going to hurdle this run down the other way. That takes a deflection. This ball will try to find its way towards Papadopoulos, but he's not able to control that one. And this one will get cleared all the way out for a throw-in. Although Magoo's on the run there, he got that ball poked away from him, but that ball fell perfectly towards the foot of Benyon Abraham, who was almost able to continue that run. As we see some good run coming out here from Green, he's able to keep this ball in play. He's going to try and take out the defender on one-on-one. Cuts it back towards the inside, but his shot will get blocked, and that will get reset here with Kang. But I was saying earlier, seems like TFC really utilized number 22, Ethan Kang, in the midfield. Everything's going towards him. They're looking at him to hold that ball in the holding midfield and then spread it out wide. As you see across, try to find Spence, but Romano does well to come out of his goal, and he's able to get it cleared aside. The Blastus with time. They'll spread this one now wide towards the right. See if they can find Carrera. That ball was played a little bit too aggressive, and Alteris will just reset it now for the Nitros. Finds Papadopoulos. He'll reset one back towards Alteris as TFC's pressure continues, but North Toronto trying to find their ways around it. But that was a clean sliding challenge, and they're able to ricochet it off of Frage, and as they'll go out for the TFC throw-in. Malaj, dangerous pass through the middle. That one gets blocked, and it's going to be a good battle here as Arbutina is able to spin himself away from Spence. Green. Inside for Kang. Kang finds a player, and Zapata, but Zapata can't find another white jersey, as it's going to come all the way back towards the midfield as De Blasis will reset it in towards the midfield with Kang. Takamo and Kang playing a quick 1-2 as TFC resumes in possession as North Toronto doing a good job. They're holding the shape there. They got to make sure, though, when that ball does get played, they block those opportunities. Alteris slides to block that through pass. He'll deflect off of his leg and out for a corner kick. Another corner kick upcoming here for TFC.
Once you spread out, you run that way.
It's going to be an outswing on this corner kick. They do have that short option still. This time they will cross it in. And it's going to find its man on the far post. There's a shot saved. Rebound wide open. And it's going to be tapped in there by Zapata. And right away it's Toronto FC with a second goal of the game. And it's found its man on the far side. Albert Malaj this time on the far post. Took the first shot. Romano did well to make the first hit, but the rebound fell right towards the waiting Zapata there, who had just a simple tap in, and he makes no mistake. And in the 18th minute here is now 2-0 for Toronto FC over North Toronto. And it's just been those set pieces that have proven to be the difference so far. Otherwise, it's been a fairly even game. Yes, Toronto FC has had majority of the possession, but North Toronto has shown they have some options going forward onto the counterattack. And we'll see one opportunity here, but Caprietta isn't able to control that long ball, as this one will see its way out as we see a foul throw-in getting called there by Green. Ola Magust. All the way back to Alteris. Frage Chip it forward. Towards Papadopoulos. He's going to play this one out wide. Some good footwork coming in through on the left side. And that's going to force a sliding challenge coming out there from Fidalgo. And it's going to go for a corner kick for North Toronto. They're trying to see if they can pull one back here on this one. Right after giving up that second goal as Albertina is coming over to take. Players are set up towards around the penalty mark on a little bit of a bunch. Trying to see which player they're trying to disguise the runoff as this one will go towards the far post. They will be able to cross this one back in, and bicycle opportunity was brought in there. This ball continues to bounce its way around, and it's not going to go towards the goal as Caprietta was in tight, but he wasn't able to get that final touch. Attack still continues, though, for North Toronto with this throw-in, as they're going to try and see if they can continue to put the pressure on towards the TFC goal. Comes the throw-in all the way back towards Gonzalez. They're going to reset it here. Pickering towards Alteres. Baros. Spreads this one out wide. Caprietta with space. He's going to look to take the defender on as Caprietta. And he just loses the ball on his feet as he went for the cross. But as soon as he went for the plant with his left foot, his left plant foot connected with the ball. And that forced that ball to roll away from him on that cross opportunity as the ball go out for a goal kick. So far here, North Toronto has been quite passive once that ball is played in towards the backline of TFC. But it looks like now they're going to start to be a little bit more aggressive on the TFC half to try to win the ball back. As we're going to have a foot race going on here. And it's going to be Romano who will be able to hit it upfield as Pickering and Spence from TFC were going for here. As there's some dangerous players. He has a player coming in behind him. Is Gonzalez. As Gonzalez and Pickering are under pressure. Fidalgo will settle this play down. As North Toronto, again, very comfortable with letting these players in the back line pass the ball around. Good job there from Papadopoulos. He's able to win it away. He's going to connect through the back of Zapata. And it's going to be a free kick in favor of TFC. Once again, it's not been the off the set pieces. It's not been the first ball straight off the set piece. It's been the second ball on both goals that have created their goal scoring opportunities. They've liked to play the ball towards the far post, allow that far post player to put it back in towards a dangerous position. As they do so again here, almost identical as they put that back in towards the dangerous area, but nobody was there this time for the team in white. As they continue to put on the attack on towards the edge of the area. But if North Toronto recognize that the set pieces have started to become a bit of a routine there for TFC, they'll try to see if they can shut that down. Looking for some options to throw over the ball in towards. Finally, they're going to play this one in, but the little 1-2 does not work out for them. And it's going to be a throw-in for the team in red instead, as the referee is going to have a word with the TFC player for kicking the ball after that ball went out of play. So that throw-in will go straight towards a waiting TFC head, as they're going to play this one long. It's a little bit of a foot race. But getting to a first will be De Blasis, who will head it towards Chowdhury in goal. Chowdhury's ball goes over the head of Zapata, but this is going to work out for them as they find Carrera hustling through on the right side. Carrera going through the goal. Good save for Romano. Second chance, though. That ball is still loose, and it's finally going to get poked away by Barish, the midfielder for North Toronto. Another impressive save, though, from Romano, but it's going to have to take a good look, though, on those type of shots there. Has to look, if he's not going to be saving these balls, has to keep an eye of where he's placing these rebound opportunities. He's putting these rebounds in towards a dangerous position for rebounds, so might have to, when he gets the hands on it, deflect it a little bit stronger so he clears that ball a little bit further away. Here's the ball from Romano. As Malaj will throw it in towards Spence. Arbatina is there, and he's able to get it off of him, though. Bausch trying to split himself between two white jerseys. Can't find a passageway through, and TFC will pick up the ball in midfield. Kang. Sees Takamo. Takamo has that ball. Try to find the pass towards Spence. The North Toronto, though, will be able to get the ball and out. Eris will put this one towards the first side for Frage. Couple quick passes as the North Toronto players try to get out of their own half. As Frage's header tries to get that ball to move itself forward. Frage gets pulled down. Referee doesn't see it, though. And this is going to allow TFC to continue to move the ball forward. Carrera just wasn't on the same page, though, with Takamo, however. And that will be a free ball for Francesco Romano to be able to come out and collect.
Get ourselves set. Get ourselves set. Come on, Bradley. Join the Pentagon. Let's go. Let's go.
Gonzalez.
Yep.
Back for Romano. He's going to play this one out wide, but nobody was there in red. And this high pressure coming out here from TFC is putting a little bit of force on towards that backline for North Toronto as they're getting some key turnovers, as they're starting to panic under the pressure. Malaj finds Takamo towards Green. Green, he's going to push his way forward. And Romano does well. He calls for that one and slides out. And he's able to get onto that long touch from Josiah Green. It just seems right now as North Toronto wants to play a certain style of game, but TFC is not letting them play that sort of game. So North Toronto just has to find the way to play their sort of game and not fall in towards having to play TFC's. Papadopoulos trying to find Arbutina, but they will be able to collect it again with Abraham. Arbutina leaves this one for Pickering as he plays it towards Gonzalez. Under pressure there, Frage can't find anyone to pass it towards. It's hopping in there. Wes Pickering, he's not able to get there. And there's a shot, and it's a good jumping save from Romano as he's able to get high towards his right and deflect that one aside towards the defender who's able to collect. Ola Magust, a little bit of a battle there with Malaj. as there's some couple little pushes and shoving happening afterwards. I see a long touch coming in from De Blasis, which was almost pounced upon by the Nitros. Almost reaching the 29th minute mark here in the First Touch Football All-Star Showcase in our second match of the day. Toronto FC currently lead 2-0 over North Toronto Soccer Club, and goals from Carrera and Zapata.
Hey, we can play around the line too. It doesn't have to go through the. Hey, we're okay here.
As here's Bradley Takamo with the ball. Finds Kang, who will spread this ball out wide. There's some pushing and shoving going on here as Olamagus collides into the back of the TFC player. That's going to be a free kick, as the referee is having them retake the kick to put it into the correct spot. And the play will get restarted the exact same way. As Zapata and De Blasis passes it on towards Kang.
Hey, pump up. Hey, wider. Liam, be in the pocket. Yeah, affect a player. No. Liam. Affect a player with your position. Don't be so close that nobody moves.
Little 1-2 on the right side for Fidalgo. Fidalgo finds Takamo, who's over there on the far side. He can't keep it in, however, and he's a little bit slow to get up, but looks like he's going to be okay, as North Toronto will take the throw in quickly on the right side, as Baros plays it towards the far side as they're trying to move its way forward, as it's going to be a little bit of a trip there getting called. And North Toronto just not happy with the TFC players kicking the ball around after the whistle. But they will get the ball here, as they'll look to probably play it short towards Pickering, and now Gonzalez to resume play.
Yeah, let's go. Yep. Aggressive, Mateo.
It's going to be one of those things. If North Toronto can find a way to get around this high press, find a way to get that ball out, it's going to provide themselves a lot of avenues up the field, as there's going to be less players back for North Toronto. For Toronto FC. Once they do get that ball out of the area. So it just relies on good quick moving from their central midfielders and finding that open man. Caprietta under some pressure in his own corner. I'm not sure if I don't think he hit it off of the foot of Greens, but it's going to be thrown in their own corner of the field. As Albertina plays a little 1-2, but that pass is going to get intercepted by Malash. Finds it towards Spence. Towards Kang. Dugan. Fidalgo, he's going to go from range, but that's going to be an easy catch there from Romano, as he sees that one the entire way through. Romano once again puts it towards the midfield, as Olamagus is able to head it on towards Papadopoulos. He's able to return the pass. This one goes out wide towards the left. Bados with a little bit of space. This is what North Toronto needs. Albertina chipped it forward. Can't get over the head of Fidalgo, but here comes a shot from range. But Chowdhury will be able to make the save, as Fraj got a good boot onto that one. But it was straight at the TFC keeper. But good counterattack there. And this is what North Toronto, maybe going to the halftime break, talking with the coaching staff, said, okay, we need more of that if we want to get themselves back in the game. But they got to make sure they don't give up a third here. Zapata gets it through towards the left side. A little bit too strong, but Green will be able to keep it in play. Green battling with Caprietta. Caprietta and Green still continuing to battle on the far side, and Caprietta finally will clear it aside for throw-in right by the corner flag. Green, got to keep an eye. He's already been called for one foul throw-in, very close to another one right there. As Kang just had that one roll off of his foot. As I said to Papadopoulos, a nice little move from him, and he will get himself the free kick. As Albertino is going to get looked upon to play this ball in quickly, and he will towards the far side of the field. Go around down the outside. Referee, a little bit of a late call there. And it's going to be a free kick for TFC. But it's a little bit of a late call there, which angers the North Toronto coaching staff a little bit there. But play will resume here with the ball getting kicked up towards the midfield by the team in white. And taking no chances there is Pickering. He's able to play that one back towards the wing. Caprietta almost lost his footing there, but he was able to catch it. And he's able to continue the passes onwards. And these are the type of plays for North Toronto. They just need to find themselves away from this pressure and not giving up free kicks as they did so right there. They know, okay, they're going to charge each one of the players. So who are the players that should be getting open in these situations? Where is the passageways through? And that's what they just need to find, do North Toronto, during that halftime break. Talk on what type of plays they need to do. As we get towards, this is probably going to be the last play of the first half. As they get set up for this free kick. Got to keep an eye on those two players on the far post. They have targeted them both, I'd say multiple times on set pieces. And it will go towards the midfield as they will get headed on by Pickering. And there goes the halftime whistle in the First Touch Football All-Star Showcase. As we go towards the halftime break, it'll be Toronto FC 2, North Toronto 0. We'll have a quick little breather, folks. Don't go anywhere. Second half action coming up next. And welcome back towards the BMO training ground here at Downsview, Ontario, as we'll be going towards second half action between the Toronto FC's U19s and the North Toronto Nitros, battling it out here on the pitch as the teams have switched sides. So it's going to be North Toronto in the red and black, going from your right to your left on your screens at home. Don't see any major substitutions currently, but we'll keep an eye out for that for you guys. See a few changes, though, for Toronto FC for this second half. Chowdhury does remain in the game, but I see Omez is on the field as well as Diogo Machado. I saw him on the field. So a couple, and Shane Abrams. So a couple changes for TFC as we ready to get this second half of 35 minutes underway, with the TFC currently in the lead 2-0 over North Toronto in the opening day of the First Touch Football Showcase. Of course, 3 more games tomorrow. This is seeing Vaughan going against the FTF Ontario squad. TFC will take on the FTF rest of Canada squad, and Woodbridge will be playing the final match of the day against North Toronto. Woodbridge picking up a defeat in their match, looking to see if they can bounce back against North Toronto. So both teams definitely will be looking for 3 points in that one. Quick passes here early as the Blastus remains on the pitch. He plays a short pass, though, towards Dugan, and that's going to get intercepted, but Omez does well to win it back for TFC as he'll reset it back towards his center back, as they'll look to try and see if they can move the ball forward. And once again, though, North Toronto, they're finding those avenues. They've intercepted 2 passes here. This is a good omen, hopefully for things to go forward, as Papadopoulos gets knocked off the ball there, and he gets knocked down for a free kick for North Toronto, as Arbentina is going to move the ball forward before putting this one back into play. Looking for space there as the tall striker. He's getting a little bit too close there, as here comes the ball in by Arbentina. It's going to be headed away by Kang, as this one will go up towards the back line. Trying to spin himself away is Abraham. Back towards Arbentina, as we got an injured player down on the pitch. The training staff will come over here to take a look at the injured player. That is the striker, Jordan Spence. And hopefully the tall striker is okay. But good omen here in the first couple minutes for the North Toronto Nitros, putting a little bit more pressure on that TFC backline. Started to get a couple good turnovers as they're intercepting the passes, as they're trying to play that pass towards the midfielders in Kang and Dugan, which were left wide open in that first half. So if they close down that space, don't allow those passes to go towards those 2 holding midfielders, I think North Toronto will be able to win a couple of those balls and then launch a counterattack the other way. As it looks like we'll see a substitution upcoming here for TFC, as it doesn't look like their striker will be able to continue. Emile Kisse is getting ready on the sideline. Could see him coming on the pitch. As it looks like he will be continuing on here. And taking a look here, looks like Spence will try to continue out here on the field as Kisse returns back to the bench. So we're ready to resume play with North Toronto in possession of the ball in their defensive back line. Now let's see here, their first opportunity. Have they made some adjustments here? How to get around this press? They try to make a couple quick passes, and TFC does win the ball with Omez. He'll reset it towards Malash as the North Toronto coach staff encourages the players moving forward, saying that was better, but you got to keep it going. Got to be quicker with it to avoid that pressure, but it looks like they're starting to establish themselves a little bit of a plan as this ball plays it towards the far side. Takamo finds Kang. He'll try to play it towards Omez. Omez under some pressure there coming in from Abraham, and that forces that one out for throwing. Abrams back towards Omez, and yeah, it looks like North Toronto starting to put a little bit more pressure on this TFC backline. They're starting to put themselves a press themselves. It's going to force the ball outside towards Abrams. He does keep that ball into play, but straight towards North Toronto, who will have Lieber playing this ball up towards the midfield. He's going to be able to find Baruch, who a little bit of miscommunication between him and the midfielder, Ola Magust, and that ball is headed on to nobody, unfortunately, for the team in red. Kang now for TFC. Guys it towards the left side for one of the new players, as Machado over on the far side. And this through ball can't find his man, as it's going to go all the way out for a goal kick. Comes a quick 1-2 off of the goal kick, and they're going to play this one out wide as they try to play this one out down the line towards Ola Magust. Papadopoulos is there to try to settle it, as this ball is going to get kicked in the air by Malaj. It's a deep high ball towards the left side. Fraj is running onto it and just has that one ricochet off his foot, but a good idea there. Fraj is able to control it. He would have had a great run on towards the goal. Kang to Dugan, good interception from Fraj. We've seen him make an impressive run in the first half. Will he try to take it? No, he'll play this one out wide towards his right, towards Papadopoulos into the corner. He's going to need some support there. He falls down. The referee a little bit far away, didn't see anything, as he had the assistant referee right there, and the flag will stay down as the attack will get stopped, as they're going to try to go quickly the other way with this quick ball down this near side for Abrams. Abrams banging against Lieber. Going shoulder to shoulder, and Abrams will get it all the way out and just out of space there. Good job there from Lieber, forcing that one out for a goal kick, as the cross there from Abrams was too late as that ball went over the goal line. Ola Magust tries to pull that ball away, as this is going to continue towards the midfield. To see a good battle bouncing around. Lieber's in with it, and Arbutina will be the player to come out with it, as he'll leave this one back for Gonzalez. Of course, this whole showcase would not be possible without the First Touch Football sponsors. I'd like to thank Toll Trans, Control Socks, Gatorade, and Puma for their support. Able to take a look and see some of the top clubs in Ontario, as well as we will be seeing some of the top players in our final match from the other provinces as well. Has some time here once again for the Blasis. He's going to see a run down the left side. That one looked like the player tripped over the ball, but the referee said he got the player there. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt since I'm on the other side of the field, but it's going to be a free kick for TFC, as the North Toronto players just have to get to their heads back into the play, as they're going to be setting themselves up with a two-player or one-player. Well, both coaches are having a little bit of a conversation about that foul call here. As this is going to get crossed in just through the other side, as we saw two players go down to the turf for TFC. And if I'm North Toronto, I recognize that it was the two center backs that went down for that. And I would have put that ball in quickly as he saw those two TFC players out of position to try to get the ball up the field. As Fraj, he's going to try to make a run. He's got some good footwork as here comes the through ball. And just a step offside there was Ola Magust. But some good potential there from Sofiane Fraj. Continue to find himself some avenues to play that ball through the midfield. Ola Magust just a step too early there, but the right idea. And you're seeing some momentum start to build now for North Toronto. Good back heel from Takamo. He's going to leave it on towards a run out from a Malaj. And looks like a late challenge there on towards Pickering from Malaj. And Pickering is holding down his knee right now. And they're going to allow for the training staff to take a look at the injured player. It looks like Malaj will have to come off here. I'm trying to figure out here, just a little bit of communication here, but it looks like Malaj will have to come off for just a few minutes here. As they look to sub him off, and entering the game will be Rex Kobina. So Kobina will come in for Malaj. As with the showcases, look with no cards here, they're just, if you do get yourself a yellow card, you just be asked to come off the field for a few minutes, give yourself a little bit of a breather before reinserting yourself back on towards the field of play. As North Toronto will continue the play, trying to hit this one forward, but it will be Takamo will be able to collect here for TFC. There's Kobina with his first touch in this one. He'll pass this one all the way back towards the Blasis as TFC resets. Kang towards Kobina once again. Looks like TFC is ready to make one more substitution here shortly, as they're going to continue it with the ball in the back line. Could be a striker switch, I could feel, as TFC haven't been able to find a way to get that ball up towards Spencer striker. So I could see it's a little bit of a change there. As here comes the ball down to the right side, trying to find Dugan. Does well in the air is Lieber. As Papadopoulos will settle. Finds it back in for Fraj, and he's going to send this one first time down the line, but it's a little bit too strong for Abraham. As the ball gets thrown in quickly from Chowdhury. Finds Dugan. Turns it to Kang. TFC want to make themselves a substitution, but their players threw the ball in too quickly, and they're going to try to put the ball forward. Now it looks like they will be able to make that substitution, as Emil Kisse will come into the game. And as I expected, if there was going to be a substitution, it would be in the striker position for TFC. And coming off the field will be Jordan Spence. So Kisse, the player committed to Fordham University, will come out here on towards the pitch for his first few moments in the striker position as we get towards the 49th minute mark here in this one. TFC do lead themselves over North Toronto 2-0 here in this match. There's still plenty of time left to go in this one to decide a victor. All it takes is just one moment here for North Toronto. One goal, and they get some back in, and there's going to be a trip there. That's going to get called against Takamo. And North Toronto will take this ball in quickly towards Fraj. I've liked the play of Fraj so far. And he's dancing with the ball once again, but this time, no. He runs out of space, however, and that's going to allow Machado to come over and collect that ball. Abrams into open space in the midfield towards Kang as Abraham tries to shoulder off the TFC midfielder. Kobina. He's going to play a long ball down towards this near side towards Abrams. Abrams trying to get himself away from Fraj. Will be able to settle this ball, but his pass can't find his man as Omez will be able to collect this one as he'll play it off towards Kang. Takamo trying to chip this football ball forward. Finds a good player there in Carrera. I haven't talked about Carrera much in this one as well, as I got to give credit. The North Toronto players have done a good job shutting down the attacking forces for TFC in this half. Although the TFC players have maintained possession, they aren't finding those players towards the final third as much as they did in that first half. So here comes the corner kick on the in-swing. We got a player coming in for a short. Nobody is there to pick up on it just yet. But it will be, I don't know, was that an Olympico right there? I might have to take a look at that one again, as he went a little bit fancy, it looked like, with the back foot cross. As Kang will this time will collect it in towards the midfield. A good looping ball up called there. It would have been offside regardless, but good job there from the keeper to make sure to get to that ball in those type of situations. But I think if the TFC player would have got to it, it would have been called back for an offside. All the way back towards Omez. Towards Dugan, who's got himself a nice little grass stain from the turf. As we're going to have to take a look at moments here. North Toronto, although they're comfortable in this position right now, might have to start to look as the game progresses here. They're going to have to start putting a little bit more pressure on this TFC backline to win the ball. And you're starting to see a little bit of it, but the Blastus is able to see that one, and he's going to place one out wide towards Dugan. Finds Abrams. Abrams, though, gets it knocked away from him from Lieber. Lieber has done a great job here so far in the second half as well. He's come in as the lone substitute. Did a good job winning the ball for North Toronto. As he's going to play towards Gonzalez, who gets knocked off the ball. And it's going to be a free kick, which will get taken quickly towards Pickering. Abraham. They chip it forward towards Papadopoulos. He's going to flick it forward, and here comes Fraj on a foot race. Omez, though, will be able to get to it first as he'll play back towards Chowdhury. Will play it first time towards the midfield for Dugan, and Dugan does handle it, however, as it ricochets off of his leg onto his hand, and he'll go down, likely needing a substitution here, does the FC player. Maybe got himself a little bit of a cramp there. It looks like he's going to be needing a change here. Does the TFC midfielder? And here comes the substitution here. And Alexei Karko will be the player coming out here for Toronto. He will replace the injured Liam Dugan, as North Toronto will play this one short. Good movement from Barash. He's still going with it. He's inside that penalty area. Almost split himself through it. Just couldn't get himself through the bodies, as he did get the ball through. As here comes the throw-in down the line. TFC trying to get this ball out. As the ball did go over the touch line, says the assistant referee. And it will be a North Toronto throw. As Barish tries to get this one off the throw, and he gets shielded himself away from it. Barish tried to claim that ball was out, but the assistant referee shook his head as trying to head it back towards his goalkeeper. Was Pickering on the first one, didn't get enough on the header. Had to stay strong with it, though, to get that ball towards his goalkeeper, however. And it will be a free kick now, taken in quickly the other way as they try to play that one up towards Abraham. But Chowdhury smartly will allow that ball to play in back towards his penalty area, so he gives himself a little bit more time to play it instead of a bit more panic state from coming out of the box. It's Carco. Tomez. Back it goes for Carco once again. And here comes the through ball down towards the right side, trying to get onto the foot of Abrams. Abrams will get to that ball first. He hits it towards the player. Good block there, though, from Lieber, as he's able to make a key block right on the goal line. That was a close opportunity there as Kise got to that ball, was trying to put it in towards the open goal, but the red back line was there to shut that ball down. As you have a look here at a TFC substitute getting ready to enter the game. As this ball will find its way all the way back towards Chowdhury once again, as he looks to slow the play down. A little bit of confusion there. It looked like there's a little bit of confusion, but looks like we are going to allow some substitutions in here, as Ravielli will come in for Abraham and Caprietta will come in for Papadopoulos. So changing the attacking players here. As coming on the field will be number 21, Joshua Salonen, and he will replace Bradley Takamo for TFC. So Salonen is in for Takano, and Ravielli and Caprietta are into the game for North Toronto. Caprietta returning. Just some fresh legs up top, trying to see if these new players can get them that all-important first goal, and especially when you're playing these type of games. Goal difference can also play a factor later on in the seeding matches as well. Lieber, he's going to play this ball long, try to get towards Ravielli. Can't get over the head, though, of Cabina. Kang, he's going to play this one out wide towards Abrams. This pass, so dangerous one, gets intercepted there by Caprietta, and he can go quickly the other way, this Caprietta. But Kang does well. He shifts over to shut down that attacker's run. Getting knocked down there was Olo Magust. He wins his team a free kick. As they look to try to see if they can find the correct spot on the ball. Barish will put this one back into play with Gonzalez. Towards Pickering as he goes towards the far side of the field as Gonzalez can't get around the player. Lieber. All the way back towards Romano. Didn't have much to go forward. And Romano will play this ball long, but can't get over the tall frame of Omez. Fraj is calling for that ball down the line. He's going to get that one played towards him. Omez, though, does good once again to keep it in front of him. And Fraj and Caprietta is going to try and see if they can keep TFC in their own half as they're going to pressure the goalkeeper. But the difference just with the high press, when you have a high press, you got to get the full team committed towards the pressure. And if one player isn't on that high press, it's just going to be an easy play for players to get around it. And you're just seeing that right here. They just need the wingers to commit as well. Comes a long ball down towards the left side. It's going to be too strong, though, it looks like, for Carrera. He tried to keep it in play. It's going to be offside regardless, so it's actually going to be a free kick instead here for North Toronto. That's going to be a change back here again for North Toronto as Jamie Beniona Abraham will come back onto the field to play, and he'll replace Caprietta, who came on for him. So just a quick breather change there for Abraham. Lieber under a little bit of pressure there. That pass might have taken a little bit of deflection, but it finds its way in towards Gonzalez, and he's trying to spin himself away from danger. Friends, Arbutina, though, gets it poked away from him as Machado gets this way towards the left side. Can't find Kise, though. And good job there once again from North Toronto. And they're starting to get themselves away from that pressure from the final third of TFC. As they're Salonen, his first contribution since coming out as a sub 2, he gets that one taken away from him as Lieber gets the pass down to the near side. Fraj down towards the Lieber. His pass though goes in behind Abraham, however. And Omez has some time here as we just go under the 8 minutes plus probably a minute or two of stoppage time. So I'll give or take 10 minutes left to go here in this one. Just a reminder, following this match, you'll be seeing the, you could say, the FTF squads. The FTF Ontario squad will be playing first. The first top players we saw in the Combine going against the top players from the rest of the Combine location. So you're going to see some Quebec players. There's probably some New Brunswick, Nova Scotian players as well. Maybe a few Manitobans onto the squad for the rest of Canada. So the FTF Canada squad. So it's going to be a little bit different for those two teams just because of those are top individual players having to go against teams that are a little bit, obviously a lot more built chemistry-wise, a bit more familiar with one another. These players, although very talented individuals, are going to have to find a way to get themselves and build themselves that chemistry quickly in just a weekend. Kang with time once again. He's going to continue to pass the ball around with Karko on the near side. He's going to spread this one out wide towards Abrams. There's just a lot of space right here for the TFC midfielders to pass that ball around to look for those passes through the middle as Kang and Karko continue to pass the ball back and forth. And finally, Karko will play the ball out long towards Kise. Brilliant save by Romano regardless. It's going to be offside, but that's an impressive save from the North Toronto keeper as they play that ball in long towards the midfield. And just doesn't work out for them in this opportunity. Fraj. That plays it towards Olamagus, and it's going to be a foul going again against De Blasis as they try to play that ball in quickly. As the referee's going to have them retake the free kick again, looking for that space. And he's going to leave this one for Lieber to take. Down inside for Barash. Good chip from Barash. Gets around the first player, and it's going to give himself a throw in is Barash. Barash trying to throw this one in quickly. Can't find a player, but he's going to battle to try to win that ball off the throw-in, and he's able to find Faraj. Faraj into the midfield for Ravielli. Down for Gonzalez. Good ball from Gonzalez. Gets the header, but it can't redirect it on towards the goal as Benyon Abraham gets up high to get it in, but encouraging coming in. And we got an injured player in the back line, and that looks like Pickering went down, possibly with a cramp. It looked like from a cramp there, he was just jogging himself backwards in a position, and it looked like right when he took a step backwards, something might have pulled. It's been an entertaining game, though. Goals coming in the first half. Carrera and Sabata, 2 goals off set pieces, got them the 2 goals here in this one for Toronto FC. Although they've had majority of the possession here in this one. North Toronto has done a good job here, I would feel, in the second half, making very relevant tactical switches. As both teams are going to utilize this opportunity for a quick water break and discussions with the coaching staff. And it will be a substitution here as Pickering's day, unfortunately, is done here. And coming back on the field will be Alteris. Josh Alteris will come back in. And it's just... It was just a simple run going backwards, running backwards as he was just trying to get himself position. And it just like he looked like he misstepped and something twisted or a cramp here. And hopefully he's going to be okay here as he gets some assistance coming towards his bench. And it looks like we're ready to continue out here on the field as the North Toronto defense talk with one another to figure out, okay, with the center back on, who's going to be shifting over to where, and it looks like Gonzalez will come in towards the middle as Arbutina will collect that ball in the middle. Finds Abraham. Abraham returns it all the way towards Lieber as he'll find Gonzalez, who's now moved over towards Alteris, who's taken over the position. They look to play a little 1-2, but he, as the North Toronto player tried to make the pass, he connected with a TFC player who knocked him down, so it'll be a free kick for North Toronto, which they will take in quickly as we get closer towards the 70th minute mark. But we did have a few injuries out here on the field, so I imagine there'll be some added time here as we got a foot race going towards Omez and Faraj. Omez will be able to get to that ball first. And Omez does run out of space there. He looked for a foul there. Referee says no. So it's going to be a throw-in for North Toronto right by the corner flag. They'll look to play a little 1-2. Omez, though, will be able to get to it as they can't get the ball initially out. But getting some help here from Kisa, the striker, all the way back into space to try to see if they can work forward. But Salinen's pass was a little bit too strong to get onto the run of Abrams, and that ball will roll its way out for a throw. A little bit of a dangerous pass there from Alteros, but fortunately nothing to come out of that one. As it's going to be one here by Abraham. He tried to play that out up towards Olum Auguste. Augusto couldn't control that one, and Omez is going to try and see if he can put it forward the other way. Solomon, no, can't get anything going forward for him as he instantly gets swarmed by red jerseys and gets it cleared away. And towards added time we go here as this ball takes a deflection off of a white jersey. They're going to leave this one for Auguste to throw in as he tried to find his man in the middle. I couldn't find him. That was number 26, that was James. Came on as a substitute here just a moment ago. Salonen. Got to play this one out wide for Carrera. Carrera looking for some help. He's going to play it back towards Salonen. Can't find anything going forward, so they're going to return it all the way towards Cabina, and TFC will reset in their own half. Abrams trying to dance around. He gets around the player. Fragile will be able to poke that ball away, but no one will be able to pick up onto that one as Kang will be able to find the loose ball. Kang trying to spin himself away from the pressure. Finally, he's able to drop it back towards Karko. Karko and Kang back and forward. Finds Abrams. Abrams with a long ball. That was definitely overhit there. As we see some juggles on the far side of the field as North Toronto will throw this one back in as they look to try to get this ball out of their own half. But TFC is not letting them get away from this pressure. Kang finds Karko. He's a little bit up the field, and that's a screamer from range. That came out of almost nothing there as Karko, in added time, is able to add one more to TFC's tally as the defender. A little bit curious why the defender was a little bit up the field, but he got himself a touch. He saw himself the space, and that's some power on that one. No chance for Romano to reach that one with the amount of power on that shot. And that will increase TFC's lead to 3-0 over North Toronto as we're in the final moments here in the second match of the day. Again, we were just in injury time. Had a couple injuries out here on the field. So players are just finishing it up here. As TFC likely knows, okay, the job is done here with this third one here. Trying to give himself a little bit of some time. As they look to pass that ball around the back line. Good pressure, though, coming in from Argentina, trying to win the ball off of Omez. Gets us assist, extra help, and Omez, though, will get taken out by the third player. And Ravioli will just go over towards TFC player. I'll apologize for the check there. As the Syracuse University committed player did well to get himself away from danger for TFC. Kobina plays it to the midfield as there goes the full-time whistle to end the second game of the First Touch Football All-Star Showcase. As going in towards the break, it will be TFC with a 3-0 victory over North Toronto in this one. Reminder, coming up next, our final game of the day at 6 p.m. will be FTF Ontario going against the FTF Canada squad. Let's see what the Combines have brought. But for this match, it's been Martin Ohms here on the play-by-play commentary. And we'll see you guys in about half an hour.